Oh wow, I can't believe we're finally doing this. Oh my god, I don't even know what to say. Hey guys, this is Smiley. Welcome back to my channel. Yay! We're doing something completely different today, as you can tell from the title. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I don't know what I've named the title yet because I don't decide that at this point of the filming. I decide that when I upload the video. So, but definitely I wouldn't have kept it something completely, unrelated. So it's probably got to be about something that I'm doing in the video. I mean, definitely. That's what am I even saying? Okay, so today I wanted to talk about my own music. That's right, you heard it correctly. So if you've been following me for a while, and by a while I mean like a couple of years, or not, or if you just happen to stalk my channel for some reason, I don't know, definitely do that. Feel free to do that, I'll get some views. So if you've done that, you would know that if there's anything original on my channel, and by original I mean original music, it's only like 4 songs, and those were like a couple of years back. So I'm talking like 2014, 15 at max. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And so it's been like 5 years since I put out original music. And if you want to know why I did that, like why it's been such a long while and I didn't put out original music, no, it's not that I stopped writing songs, nothing of that sort. It's just that I simply didn't feel safe putting out my music, and there's a lot of story behind it, so I guess we're gonna have a good story time. So like grab your popcorn or something. Let's just go back into history, right? So I've always wanted to become a singer-songwriter, right? And this is like since 11, when I was 11. Right now I'm 19. So I was just, when I picked up the guitar, I was absolutely like totally into English music, like heads down. And I loved Taylor Swift, and she was the one who inspired me into writing songs. And I always used to think, like, when I grow up, like probably when I'll be 17, I'll magically have some label call me up and they'll be like, hey, we like your music, come, we'll sign you. Well, of course, the world doesn't work like that, and my 11-year-old self didn't know that. But my 19-year-old self does, so that's what matters. So, if you do not know about how the music industry works, it's basically like this. I'm not talking about Bollywood, I'm not talking about something that I don't know. I'm talking about basically the Western music, or the Western side of music, the Hollywood side of music, right? So there are labels who hire musicians, singer-songwriters, artists, whatever, and they get into a contract and they work for each other basically. So the label usually provides money and all the promotion and all of that, and the artist is supposed to turn in albums or songs or whatever it is, and that's how it works. So basically, if you're an emerging artist, if you're a singer-songwriter, if you're just starting out, you usually wouldn't have all the resources required to make a professional album, unless you have like a lot of money and you can hire a lot of people into doing all of that. So that's basically how this is. So if you don't have the resources, you really can't do it. But it's the world of the internet today, so you can literally just go ahead and write like a couple of songs in your bedroom, and then just record them into an album and put it out. So even that works out, and if you can do it in a very aesthetically pleasing way, probably you'll have a lot of people who like you. But when I started out, I was super young, and I didn't have anybody tell me, this is not how it works, this is what you should be focusing on. So So like I said, I always expected a label to just magically call me up, but that doesn't happen anymore. And also, for you to be signed to a label, you need to at least have some contact with the label, which usually occurs by you sending them demos. But again, today with so many artists all over the world, record labels do not really take in demos. So demos are basically like 2-3 songs that you just turn in, and then you're like, it's like a demo. It's basically like auditioning to have a contract, right? So nowadays labels will just throw your demo into the trash because they don't really have time for all that. They wouldn't want somebody who's emerging and then, you know, spend all the time and money to push those artists into the spotlight, unless you already have the spotlight. If you do, if you have like a huge following, if you're already established enough, that's when the labels would actually sign you. So and also you must you know, like you must be in touch with what's happening currently. Like, you must be unique, you must be different, and there's a lot of other factors that go in, right? So basically the T is that you must be established to be signed today, right? Which, it's needless to say, I'm not. And so there's basically zero chance for any label to find me, at least as of today, and sign me like I expected when I was 11 for to happen as of today. Do you get what I'm saying? I even put like reminders on my calendar when I was 11, like a reminder for 2017 November, be signed or you're done for life. Well, I guess I'm done for life then. But as I slowly grew up, I realized also, by the way, if you don't know this, I'm from India, so that makes the whole process even more difficult, because, I mean, if I was already, you know, living in the West, I would have like a bit of more access than I have being in India, because here the system is completely different, and all of my Indian friends would know what this is like. So here it doesn't work like that. It's way different, and about the insides of how it works, I have no clue. I really don't know much about it, but I know that the system is different, right? So yeah, so that makes the whole process of me getting signed a huge thing. And so as I started growing up, I realized that I have to take everything in my own charge if I have to do something at all. And by at all, I mean even putting music out. So the first few originals that I uploaded on my channel, like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, were some things that I did out of interest. I didn't want to gain anything out of it. I just wanted my friends and my family to listen to my music, to you know, compliment my music. Basically, that's what a 13 or 14-year-old would think about. Like, I can't imagine a 13-year-old, you know, putting out music to make money out of it. That really doesn't work. And also, definitely, I mean, back then YouTube was monetized, but now they have this 10,000 subscribers thingy, that you must have 10,000 subscribers or 1,000, I don't know, to be able to monetize your content. Even then I had like $0.01, so that doesn't really make any sense. But I must say that my original songs have in general more views than the other songs, which is super cool. So yeah, I was also somebody who used to write since I was 11 years old, and it's been like I had these diaries, right, like different diaries, and I would write one song on each diary, and it's all gone. I don't even know where those things are, which is kind of irresponsible about me, because those really documented my feelings back then about different people, friendships, lovers, everything, like crushes, you know, those kinds of things. So yeah, so I used to document my feelings. I took like literal inspiration from Taylor Swift. She would document her feelings, and so would I. But it was not until like 2013 that I actually decided to upload a song, and that happened because every Teacher's Day I would go and perform, right? Some cover song with my guitar, just me and my guitar, to my class and to my teacher. So in Standard 8, which is 2013, 5th of September, I decided to write a song for my teacher, and that was the first song that I performed live, written by me, and I also uploaded online, that is on YouTube. And the song goes by the name We Never Tried to Show, which is the first original that I uploaded on my channel, and it just somehow skyrocketed into 35,000 views as of today. And even now when I check my analytics, it always tells me that this video is getting more views like every 24 hours than the other videos, even like something that I would have uploaded yesterday. So that's just blown up, literally. And it's kind of crazy to think about it, because that's like the first song that I put out, and it just went viral, which is crazy. And then I uploaded a few more songs which were not Teachers Day related. And so there's my story, and those songs are Exact Feelings, Go, and Her Dad is Princess. Now, that was 5 years ago. Now you might want to ask me, why did you stop uploading? Well, it's basically because of stealth. And by stealth, I mean, you know, the internet is a scary place. You know, you could be putting out music today, and I'm just a young singer-songwriter from India with no mentor, and I'm writing these songs down and I'm putting them onto the internet, and I don't want people to like sort of just go ahead and steal those songs, or steal the ideas that I talk about, or steal even the tune of it or something. And even if they do, this is like a huge world I wouldn't even know. And I didn't want that to happen, because already I have so much limited resources, and I cannot just give away the one thing that I have, that is my capability of writing good tunes. At least I like to think so. I mean, I don't know what other people would have to say about that. That would only be known once I actually do put out a professional album, which I want to talk about later in this video, so stick around. So yeah, so that's why I stopped really uploading music. But now it's like covers are an old thing, and people don't really watch covers anymore. I mean, they do, but like it's not really, like, people don't have time for so many people putting out covers. And this is something I've realized over the years, making so many covers. So are you getting what I'm arriving at? So musicians nowadays, they want to put out their own music, and they want to do it in a decent way, so people actually come back listening to those songs, and they want to come back for more. So that's like a trend now, and covers are like an old thing. And you might also see that when you search for a cover online, once a song comes out, there will be only these established artists whose covers actually pop up, and the others are just they don't get to the spotlight ever. And that's something that I've been facing all my life. Even if I'm like really super fast with any cover, and I have a very valid example for this. It also depends on the artist's song, I mean which artist's song it is, because if it's a very established artist's song that you're covering, then the chances are that you wouldn't really get into the spotlight. But if it's somebody who's a little less established, but there's still engagement around that band or artist, and then you put out a song cover for like a cover for one of their songs, then it's kind of likely that you might, and that's just a possibility, that you might get there. But then again, there's things about the algorithm and all of that. I've been following and doing all of that, and I just don't think it just works in my favor ever. So I'll just give you an example. So for instance, Taylor Swift's song Me, which dropped in April 2019. So the song dropped that morning, and by that evening I had laid down a complete a cappella track, which by the way you can listen to if you want to. It's on Spotify and it's on my channel as well. And I just put it out, right? And it didn't like get enough views like I was expecting, because it's just thin. And there are other people whose videos get pushed to the front, and even if they've not put together something that's worthy of being put to the front. I'm not criticizing anybody. I'm just talking about how the business works, right? So effort and all of that, it just doesn't work anymore. So here's the thing. If it doesn't, then what do? Well, according to me, you just do whatever the F you want. And if your luck is good enough, it's gonna favor you and you're gonna get pushed. definitely follow some of those algorithm thingies, thumbnails, tags, and all of that stuff. But since it's this way, I just feel like that's the only way out. You know, you don't really get to choose what happens. It's mostly luck, what luck is doing to you. So now let's talk about the resources bit. Now artists, when they get signed to labels, they work together. The artist provides them with the label provides the artist with whatever they need, like money, instrumentalists, producers to make their music for them. That's what. So Ariana Grande doesn't sit down and lay her track and sing it by herself. Her label has provided her with producers who would do that for her, and she would just come, she would write a song maybe, if not she would co-write it with other people and she would sing. So that's how contracts work, and the same applies for Taylor. Taylor just writes all of her music, but she definitely doesn't sit down and lay the track. And that's something when you have resources, or if you have the money, and if you're an independent artist who is not signed to a label, you can go ahead and do whatever you want. You can produce yourself, and if you have a lot of money, you can hire other producers as well online, which is very much available to everybody. Even I can do that if I want to, but I don't have the money. That's the drill, right? So by last year, I think that's when I started to realize that if I do not take everything into my own hands, this is not gonna work. Whatever I've been trying all this time, it's just gonna fail. My dream is gonna just remain a dream, and nobody's gonna do anything about it. So that's when I started learning how to produce music, and I downloaded a DAW, which is FL Studio, by the way, in case you guys are wondering. And I started making beats, and by making beats I mean trying to put down tracks for the songs that I have already written, like Go and Exact Feelings and all of that. And the first few tracks were kind of crazy, I mean, obviously, because I was just a beginner. I still am, by the way. I'm not saying that I've gotten to even anything close to an intermediate, but that's what it is. So I put together a couple of tracks, and I would listen to them, and I would work on them, and then I would again stop doing it. And this is a kind of a dilemma for me, because I'm not supposed to be a producer. This is what it's been in my head, because I'm a singer-songwriter. I should just write songs, and I should just have somebody who produces the music for me. And because singer-songwriters do not produce music. I mean, if you're doing that, that's great, that's on you, you're super talented, but I just do not think that somebody who's supposed to be creatively driven towards something that they enjoy doing should be forced into doing something like this. But then this is how the world works, so we cannot really complain about anything here, because production is definitely a bit creative, but mostly it's a lot more technical than just sitting down with your guitar and writing down songs. So you need to do a lot of learning before you actually get there. And I feel like in that process, your original sense of creativity can get hindered. So that's where exactly my dilemma exists, whether or not I should be doing this. But then again, I do not have any options, so that's why I'm doing it. So like I said, so I got into producing in 2019 October, and I started slowly grasping what's been cooking all this time with producers and music production and everything. And I started following a couple of channels, I started taking that advice, but then I cannot say I completely enjoy the process, because it's still a bit hectic for somebody who's supposed to be writing songs. But then I guess we'll just have to do whatever it is required to do to fulfill the dream. So later on, quarantine, lockdown, I started actually taking production seriously. So that's when I released a song called Mivi the Sige, which is actually a tribute to La Casa de Papel, which is, I'm sorry if I did not pronounce it right, because I do not speak Spanish. So this is a tribute to Money Heist, as we popularly know it. So I did a cover of the intro song, that's My Life is Going On, which basically converts to Mi Vida Sigue in Spanish. So it was like a really short thing that I did, but it was definitely not great, but it wasn't too bad either. So that's when I really started. I mean, I put down the track, I recorded the vocals. It's a lot of work, and I did it. I somehow managed to do it within the four walls of my room, with no external resources, with no external help. And that's when I started thinking about an album. So here's the drill. An album is a hell lot of more work than putting together like a 1-minute song, which is supposed to be a tribute to a series. But I just somehow decided that, like I said, if I don't do it, nobody else is going to do it for me. So what I did was I put together a couple of tracks for songs that already exist, songs that I've been reflecting on for a while now, and also a couple of new songs. So it's not exactly an album, it's an EP, because I just want to experiment first before actually putting together an album. So it's just an EP, and you might soon get to hear the EP. So this is me really just talking about it. So if you remember, a while ago I talked about how I want to reach 500 subscribers on YouTube, which is really less, but like still, I would announce something huge, and this is the something huge that I wanted to talk about. And me mentioning this right now doesn't really guarantee that I'm going to put it out anytime soon, but if I have the right kind of motivation to do it, I actually might. So just the issue is basically that I don't feel motivated enough to work on the production bit of it. The songwriting and everything, it's fine. Like I put, like if I had somebody else working with me at this point, I would just tell them, like, listen, I think this is what it fits, this is what fits, and then this, like, the creative bit of it is all right with me, but then making it sound right with all the effects and all of that, that's something I am terrible at, because that requires technical understandings, which I don't have the patience for. But if I don't, then it's on me and it's my loss. So I'll probably just have to do whatever is required to, you know, get there. So there's pretty much that. As far as the EP goes, it's very close to my heart because there are some repeat songs from the channel. I wouldn't tell which ones, that's for you to guess. There are some repeat songs and some songs that I've written during quarantine. And it's fun. An EP is just 5 songs, so it's not that big of a deal. But whatever it is, it's really close to my heart. And today I actually thought of playing a couple of these tracks to you, so you kind of know what I'm talking about and you know what I'm like working on, and so you know what to expect. So if you want, I'll actually play a couple of these for you. And this is like a sneak peek, so the vocals are not ready yet, and neither are the tracks, like I haven't mixed them yet, but like the instrumental is, like the instruments basically are mostly put together. It's basically the mixing and the vocals and the mastering finally which is required. So I hope you enjoyed the sneak peek, and let me know if you have any favorites already. That would be cool. So yeah, there's that. So I have connected my speakers to my computer, and I'm gonna play a little section of the first track from the EP. And I'm not gonna say what the name of the song is or whether it's one of the repeat songs or anything of that sort. It's just a little preview, so you know the kind of vibe you can expect out of the album. So this is basically a part of the verse that I played right now. If you want me to play the final chorus, I think that's going to make a lot more sense. Just makes me want to fly. I want to do a little preview for all the songs, but I can't do it for the fifth one because my piano VST crashed like for the 100th time, and I'm not in the mood to fix it at this point unless I'm done with the other 4 songs. This is the second track, and this is my personal favorite out of the list because I just love the kind of vibe this song gives me. But obviously we need the lyrics also to really understand what I'm talking about, but you can have like half the picture at this point, and then maybe we can talk about the other half later on. So it's just loading on my screen right now. I initially decided to put this EP out in December, probably on the 4th of December because that's my birthday, but I don't know yet. So this is a little preview for the second track. This is my favorite. This is the last chorus. Yay! This is actually my personal favorite, so there's that. This is the 4th track from the EP. Final chorus. For the other 2 songs, I think it's okay if I don't play them at this point because, like I said, the 5th track is basically corrupted at this point because my piano VST is not working. And for the 3rd one, I think I'm just gonna let it be at this point. 3 tracks is enough, I feel. So that was it. I think I talked a lot today, and I hope you had fun watching this video. I hope you learned a couple of things about the music industry in case you were wondering. And I also hope that you liked the little previews that I did teasing my new music. And I also hope that if at all I end up putting out this EP in December, you all will enjoy it, you all will listen to it, you all will want to listen to more of it, and probably I can have this dream that I've been dreaming about for almost 10 years. Wow, not getting emotional, I'm not gonna cry. So there's that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because I make a lot of videos. I upload every Friday. The live streams have kind of stopped in the middle because somehow my Wi-Fi just goes away on Sunday, and I am kind of annoyed at this point about it, but I hope this Sunday I can come live. And that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. Also comment anything, like really anything. We can literally have a chat in the comments if you want about anything. It can be politics as well, and if you want to. I mean, I really don't mind. So yeah, there's that. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!